My wife returned from a date with another man to find an empty house. No belongings, no husband, no children. It was her fault, and my revenge was just beginning. Be me, 31-year-old Mark Wilson, living in Charlotte, working as a software architect at major tech company, married to Hannah for 12 years. Have two amazing kids, Lucas and Emily. Thought everything was perfect. It all started with a locked door. Come home early on Thursday around 4:45 p.m. Hannah working from home for past year. Some consulting gig she picked up. Says being just a mom wasn't enough anymore. Usually hear her talking on phone or typing away in kitchen. Today something's different. Complete silence when I walk in. Standing in foyer holding box of donuts. Got them as surprise for kids. Just wanted to make weekend special. Call out her name. Hannah, you here? No answer. Air feels heavy. Like whole house is holding its breath. Head upstairs thinking she might be napping. Or maybe on important call. Notice something weird. Bedroom door is shut. Might not seem strange to most people. But we never close that door. Not in 12 years of marriage. Unless changing or sick. Just one of those unspoken rules. And now it's not just shut. It's locked. Knock once. Hannah? Wait! Nothing. Knock again. Louder this time. Hannah, everything okay in there? Finally hear something. Muffled voice comes through. Yeah, I'm fine. Just finishing something up. Be down in a minute. Finishing what exactly? What needs finishing in locked bedroom at 4:45 p.m.? Heart starts pounding. Don't even know why yet. Try to play it cool. What are you hiding in their Christmas presents? Her laugh comes too quick. Too high-pitched. Yeah, exactly. Just don't come in, okay? She's not even trying to sound convincing. Stand there staring at door. Gut twisting in ways I can't explain. Something's happening behind that door. Something she doesn't want me to see. Then I hear it. Soft rustling sound. Like clothes moving against clothes and a whisper. Low and hurried. Definitely not hers. My stomach drops. Hannah, I say. Voice getting tight. Who's in there with you? She doesn't answer right away. Hear more movement. Sounds like someone scrambling to get up. Mind racing through every possible scenario. Each one worse than the last. Hannah, I shout. Bang on the door hard. Open the damn door right now. I said I'll be down in a minute, Mark, she snaps. Voice suddenly sharp and defensive. Don't care anymore. Grab the handle and yank it. Of course it doesn't budge. Something in me snaps. Throw my whole weight against the door. Slam into it with my shoulder. Takes 2 tries. Lock finally gives way. Door flies open with loud crack. What I see stops me dead in my tracks. Hannah standing by the bed, face white as a ghost, hands gripping edge of mattress. Like it's only thing keeping her upright. And there he is, half hidden behind open closet door. Guy in his early 30s. Bit younger than me. Wearing nothing but boxer briefs. His shirt crumpled on floor. Stare at him, then at her. Brain trying to process what eyes are seeing. What the hell is this? Voice comes out low and shaking. Hannah opens her mouth, closes it again. Like fish gasping for air. She doesn't look guilty. Doesn't even look ashamed. Just looks annoyed. Like I'm inconveniencing her. Mark, she sighs. Like I'm the one overreacting. You weren't supposed to be home yet. That one sentence hits harder than any punch. Not this isn't what it looks like. Not I can explain. Just you weren't supposed to be home yet. The guy starts fumbling for his jeans. Look, man, I should probably go. You think? I snap. Take step toward him. He flinches. Grabs his clothes. Backs toward door like scared rabbit. Seconds away from decking him. But he bolts before I can do anything. Now just me and Hannah. Standing in wreckage of what used to be our marriage. What the fuck is wrong with you? I demand. Voice shaking with rage. How long has this been going on? She crosses arms. Still won't meet my eyes. Does it matter? Her words hit like a slap. Can't believe what I'm hearing. No apology. No remorse. Just cold indifference. Does it matter? Are you serious right now? I shout. We have a family, Hannah. We have 2 kids. And this is what you're doing while I'm at work? She rolls her eyes. Like I'm being dramatic. Oh, don't give me that family crap. You're never around, Mark. You work late. You barely talk to me anymore. And honestly, you're boring. I needed more. Her words slice through me like knives. Boring. I've been working my ass off, providing for her, for our kids, for this life we built together. And I'm boring? Stand there staring at her. This woman I thought I knew. Woman I loved for 15 years. Realize she isn't that woman anymore. Maybe she never was. That's when I make my decision. Don't say another word. Turn around. Walk out of room. Head straight to kids' bedrooms. Tell Lucas and Emily to pack a bag. We're going on an adventure. Hannah doesn't try to stop me. Doesn't even come downstairs. When she finally comes home, happy from her little date with her lover, we're already gone. And that's just the beginning. Drive to the motel is longest 25 minutes of my life. Lucas sits in back seat with Emily, both chattering away, blissfully unaware of storm in my chest. Every mile between us and that house feels like another step toward breaking apart. The life I thought I was holding together. Emily clutches her favorite stuffed penguin, leans forward from back seat. Daddy, where's Mommy? Isn't she coming with us? For a second, can't breathe. How do you answer a question like that? To a 6-year-old? Grip steering wheel tighter. Force voice to stay calm. Mommy had to stay home, sweetie. This is just a special trip for us. Lucas, always more observant than sister, narrows his eyes. Is Mommy mad at you? Did you guys have a fight? His question hits harder than expected. My kid, my own kid, already so used to tiptoeing around tension. Want to scream. Want to tell him how unfair it is? That he even has to ask that question? Instead, force smile in rearview mirror. No, buddy. Everything's fine. Just sit back and enjoy the ride, okay? Pull into parking lot of rundown motel, just outside of town. Lucas wrinkles his nose. This doesn't look like a fun trip, he mutters. Don't respond. Park the car. Get out. Check us into room with 2 beds. Receptionist doesn't ask questions, but way she looks at me, like she knows exactly what kind of night I'm having, makes my skin crawl. Once inside room, kids immediately claim bed closest to TV. Start arguing over what channel to watch. Sit on other bed. Stare at peeling wallpaper. Try to make sense of whirlwind. My life became in last few hours. Phone buzzes on nightstand. It's her. Hannah, where are you? Hannah. Mark, this isn't funny. Hannah. Bring the kids home. Hannah, answer me. Hannah. We need to talk. Talk. Now she wants to talk. Stare at screen. Thumb hovering over block button. But blocking her won't fix anything. Have to think. Have to figure out next move. Don't reply. Hour later, texts turn into calls. Let them go to voicemail. After 5th missed call, she leaves message. Mark, stop being dramatic. Bring the kids home. I don't have time for this. No apology. No concern for kids. Just annoyance that I disrupted her evening. Can almost picture her, pacing in living room, scrolling through phone, probably messaging that guy, venting about how difficult I'm being. Want to throw phone against wall. Instead, shove it in pocket. Turn to Lucas and Emily. All right, guys, I say. Force cheer into voice. Who's up for pizza? That perks them up instantly. Order delivery from first place, I find. While we wait, help Lucas set up his Switch on Motel TV. Emily climbs onto my lap, babbling about how she'll beat her brother at Mario Kart. For a moment, almost feel normal. Almost. Pizza comes. We eat sitting on beds. Kids giggling over cheesy jokes they make up. Laugh along with them, even though mind is miles away. Keep checking window, half expecting Hannah to show up. Not sure what I'd do if she did. After kids finally fall asleep, sit in dark staring at phone. Feel weight of decision pressing down. This isn't just about Hannah cheating anymore. This is about what kind of life I want. For my kids. For myself. Start scrolling through photos. Pictures of family vacations, birthdays, lazy Sunday mornings on couch. In every single one, Hannah is smiling, playing part of perfect wife and mother. For first time wonder, how much of it was real? At 11 p.m. another text comes through. Hannah, you don't have right to take them like this. Hannah, bring them back now or I'll call police. Laugh out loud, bitter, hollow sound. The police? For what? For protecting my kids? From whatever circus she's running back at house. Let her call. Not afraid of her anymore? No, I can't stay in motel forever. She'll figure out where we are eventually. Don't want that confrontation. Not in front of Lucas and Emily. Need to buy myself some time? Time to figure out how to make separation permanent. Text her back. Keep it short and cold. Me. Kids are safe. Me, I'll call when I'm ready. Her reply comes instantly. Hannah, you're overreacting. Hannah, don't do something you'll regret. Regret? Oh, I regret plenty. Like ignoring signs for so long. Like trusting her. Like letting her turn me into dependable idiot while she snuck around behind my back. But if she thinks I'll regret taking kids and walking out, she has no idea who she's dealing with. Stare at ceiling for hours that night. Mind racing through endless possibilities. By morning, have a plan ready. Game isn't over. It's just getting started. Wake up next morning. Kids still asleep. Their small bodies tangled together. Under scratchy motel blanket. Just sit there for a moment. Watching them breathe. They don't know it yet. But their lives are about to change. Can't let them grow up in a house built on lies. Can't let Hannah think she can just waltz back into our lives after what she's done. Not going to play victim. Not anymore. Slip into bathroom. Splash cold water on face. Stare at reflection in mirror. Eyes bloodshot. Jaw clenched so tight it hurts. Look like hell. But there's something else there too. Something haven't felt in years. Focus. Hannah thought she was smart, but she made 2 mistakes. First was thinking I'd just roll over and take this. Second was underestimating how far I'd go to protect what matters to me. By time kids wake up, already booked us into cabin. About 2 hours away. Not much, just little rental on edge of lake, but far enough to buy breathing room I need. Tell Lucas and Emily we're going on mini vacation. They're too excited about lake to ask questions. Hannah, of course, is another story. As we pack up car, phone buzzes nonstop. Calls, texts, voicemails. She's relentless. Ignore every single one. But as loading last bags, phone vibrates again. Glance down and freeze. Not Hannah this time. It's Nicole. Her best friend, Nicole. Mark, what's going on? Nicole. Hannah is freaking out. Nicole, can we talk for a second? Consider ignoring her too. But then idea sparks. Realize Nicole might be exactly person I need to hear from. Shoot quick reply. Me, sure. Me, call me in 20 minutes? Hit road not long after. Kids chattering in back seat. Arguing over who gets biggest waffle. When we stop for breakfast. Meanwhile, mind is spinning. Calculating next move. True to her word, Nicole calls about 20 minutes later. Turn down radio. Make sure kids are occupied. Pick up. Mark? Nicole's voice cautious. Almost hesitant. Hey, Nicole, I say. Keep tone even. Hannah sent you, didn't she? She didn't send me, Nicole replies, sounding defensive. She's just worried. Said you took kids without telling her. Is that true? Almost laugh. Did she also tell you why? Pause on other end. No, Nicole admits. She just said you were upset and, look, I'm not trying to pick sides here. I just want to make sure you're okay. I'm fine. Kids are fine. But since you're so concerned, let me fill you in. Lay it all out for her. Locked door. Guy in his underwear. Complete lack of remorse from Hannah. By time I finish, Nicole dead silent. You're kidding, she finally says. But her voice doesn't sound surprised. You knew, didn't you? I press. Heart pounding. What? No, I suspected something was going on. But Hannah never told me anything directly. I swear I didn't know. Don't know if she's lying or not. But at that moment, don't care. Look, Nicole, I'm not calling to point fingers. I need to know if there's anything else. Has she said anything to you? Mentioned anyone? I need the truth. Another pause. Longer this time. Can practically hear Nicole, weighing loyalty to Hannah against whatever shred of decency she has left. There's a guy, she finally admits. I don't know his name, but she's mentioned him a couple times. Said he was exciting. Made her feel alive. Nicole's voice drops to whisper. Mark, I didn't know it had gone this far. I thought she was just venting. Venting? I repeat, voice dripping with disbelief. She locked me out of my own bedroom, Nicole. She brought him into my house. Does that sound like venting to you? Nicole doesn't respond, which is answer enough. Thanks for your honesty, I say. Voice cold. Tell Hannah I'll be in touch when I'm ready. Then hang up. That's all I needed to hear. Whoever this guy was, he wasn't just some fling. He was excuse Hannah had been waiting for. Ticket out of life. She'd apparently decided wasn't good enough for her anymore. But she had underestimated me. That night after settling into cabin, kids finally asleep. Sit at small kitchen table, beer in hand, laptop open. Doesn't take long to piece together plan. First step is finding the guy. If Hannah won't give answers, I'll get them myself. When I find him, let's just say, not gonna handle it way she thinks I would. Revenge isn't about yelling, breaking things, or making scene. It's about precision. About making sure she realizes, with crystal clarity, that she destroyed wrong man. She wanted excitement. She wanted freedom. Fine, I'll give her a taste of both. See how she likes living with fallout. Finding him easier than thought. People like Hannah don't cover tracks as well as they think. When someone lives double life, they always leave breadcrumbs. And she wasn't exactly subtle. Started with her email. Set up Hannah's Gmail account years ago, back when she needed help getting organized. What she didn't know. Linked it to old backup email of mine. Never had reason to use it. Until now. Logging in like stepping into room. She'd forgotten to lock. Wasn't prepared for how much was there. Flirty messages. Baginuendos. Even reservation for hotel. She'd conveniently claimed was for networking event. Didn't take long to find his name. Adam Bennett. Adam. Sounded generic enough to belong to guy who thought he was special because he wore leather jackets. Posted gym selfies on Instagram. Emails paint nauseating picture. Inside jokes, pet names. Plans to meet while I was at work. She'd even forwarded him few pictures of kids. My kids. That's part that makes blood boil. She'd brought this guy into our world. Let him peek into life we built, all while keeping me in dark. Turned what was supposed to be sacred into some kind of joke. Takes all self-control. Not to smash laptop, but can't lose cool. Not now. Need more information. Have to keep digging. Search his name on social media. And there he is. Human embodiment of every midlife crisis cliche. Could imagine. His profile public. Doesn't take long to find telltale signs. Pictures of him hiking shirtless. Selfies with captions like rise and grind. And of course, motorcycle. Looks younger than me by few years. Closer to Hannah's age. Fit, cocky, exactly kind of guy. Who thought breaking up family made him irresistible? Scrolling through his posts, noticed something else. Locations. He wasn't just some random fling. Lives nearby. Less than 25 minutes from my house. That's when it all clicks. Networking events. Girls' nights. Gym obsession. All orchestrated. So she could spend time with him. She didn't just cheat. Turned our life into her playground. Stay up late into night. Piecing together his past. Patterns. Habits. Works as yoga instructor. Explains obsession with fitness. Posts show him hanging at same coffee shop every Thursday morning. Likes to hit up local bar. On Saturday nights, usually with group of equally douchey-looking friends. By time sun starts to rise, have everything I need, but don't just want to confront him. That would be too simple. Want to unravel his little fantasy life. Hannah might have thought he was some kind of escape, but about to show her exactly what she traded me for. Spend next day with kids. Try to focus on them. Instead of storm brewing inside, Lucas and Emily don't need to know. What's going on? Not yet. They think we're just on a little trip. Want to keep it that way, as long as possible. By time evening rolls around, have finalized my plan. Leave kids with babysitter. Older woman who runs cabin rentals. Happy to help for small fee. Then drive into town. Park few blocks away. From Adam's favorite bar. Place is loud, crowded. Reeks of cheap beer. Not hard to spot him. Standing near pool table. Surrounded by few guys who look like carbon copies of him. Muscles, tight shirts, cocky grins. Adam has arm draped around woman. Who isn't Hannah? Interesting. Grab drink. Find spot near wall. Where can watch without being noticed? Woman he's flirting with. Can't be more than 23? She's laughing at every stupid thing he says. He leans in close. Whispers something in her ear. Makes her giggle. So this is guy Hannah decided was worth blowing up her life for serial flirt? Who probably thinks commitment is dirty word. Wait until he goes to bar to grab another drink. Then make my move. Adam Bennett, I say. Step up beside him. He turns. Clearly surprised. Yeah, who's asking? For a moment, don't say anything. Just look at him. Really look at him. He has that smug, self-satisfied air. Kind that only comes from coasting through life on looks and charm. Makes me sick. My name's Mark, I say finally. We have mutual friend. He frowns. Confused? Don't think I know you, man. You don't, I say. Keep voice calm. But you know my wife, Hannah. Color drains from his face. So fast it's almost comical. Oh, relax, I say. Hold up hand. I'm not here to fight you. That seems to confuse him even more. He glances around, probably looking for backup. But his friend's too busy with their beers and pool game to notice. Just wanted to meet guy. Who's been sneaking around with her? I continue. Keep tone casual. I mean, it's not every day. You get to shake hands with guy who wrecked your marriage. Look, man, he starts. Save it, I interrupt. I already know everything. The emails, the meetups, the hotel reservations. I'm not here to make scene. Just want to know one thing. He swallows hard. Adam's apple bobbing. What does she know, I ask. Tilt head. Does she know? Lean in, lower voice. Does she know about other women? Because from where I'm standing, doesn't look like she's only one you've been keeping busy with. He stiffens, eyes darting toward girl he'd been flirting with. For a moment doesn't say anything, then clears throat. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure you don't. Smile coldly. Enjoy your night, Adam. And don't worry, I'll make sure Hannah gets full story. Turn and walk away. Leave him standing there, pale and flustered. Step 1. Plant the seed. Let him panic. Let him wonder. If Hannah about to find out truth about him. Step 2. That would come soon enough. Next morning, sit at edge of dock behind cabin. Watch mist roll off lake. Kids inside eating cereal, watching cartoons. Their laughter echoing faintly through cabin walls. It's peaceful out here. Serene. Stark contrast to storm building inside me. Hannah texted twice this morning. Hannah, are you ready to stop this nonsense yet? Hannah, we need to talk about kids. Hannah, stop dragging this out. Not single word about what she did. No apology. No admission of guilt. Just pure arrogance. Like I'm unreasonable one for not playing along with her charade. She doesn't know I met Adam. Doesn't know what I know or what I'm planning. Pull out phone. Type message. Keep it short and deliberate. Me. Let's talk. Her reply comes immediately. Hannah, finally where? Me. At the house? Me. Be there at noon. Me alone. Word alone is important. Not about to let her drag Adam into this. This is between me and her. By 11:30 have dropped kids off. With same babysitter. Driving toward house. Roads are familiar, but everything about drive feels different. House isn't home anymore. It's scene of crime. Her crime. When pull into driveway, her car already there. She's sitting on front steps, scrolling through phone. Like she doesn't have care in world. As I get out of car, she looks up, gives tight, annoyed smile. About time, she says, standing and crossing arms. I've been waiting. Ignore her. Walk past her. Unlock front door. She follows me inside. Sound of her heels clicking against hardwood floors. So are you done playing victim? Or are we going to have actual conversation? She asks, tone sharp. Turn to face her. Lean against kitchen counter. We'll have conversation, but first I want to hear you say it. She frowns. Say what? Say what you did, Hannah. She rolls eyes. Like I just asked her to recite alphabet. Mark, don't be ridiculous. We both know why we're here. I don't need to spell it out for you. Feel jaw tighten, but force myself to stay calm. No, I say, voice low and steady. You do need to spell it out. I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you admit it. For a moment, she just stares at me. Expression unreadable. Then lets out bitter laugh. Fine, she says. Throwing up hands. You want me to say it? I cheated on you. There, happy now. Happy. Word echoes in mind like bad joke. No, I say, shaking head. But at least now you've said it. Hannah leans against table, arms crossed. Mark, don't act like this is all on me. Our marriage has been dead for years. You're always working, always distracted. You've been checked out for ages. What did you expect me to do? Sit around and wait for you to notice me? Her words hit me like slap, but don't let it show. So this is my fault? It's not about fault, she snaps. It's about reality. You stopped trying, Mark. You stopped being exciting. I needed more. And Adam. Adam? I interrupt, raise eyebrow. You mean guy who was hitting on another woman? At bar last night? That shuts her up. Her mouth opens slightly, but no words come out. Yeah, I continue. Voice cold. I met him. Nice guy, really? Seemed busy, though. Too busy to bother mentioning that he's been sleeping with half the women in town, apparently. Hannah's face flushes. That's not true. Isn't it? I say. Take step closer. Because from where I'm standing, looks like you blew up our family. For guy who doesn't even take you seriously. She looks away, jaw tightening. For first time. See something other than arrogance. In her expression, doubt. I didn't come here to fight, I say, backing off slightly. I came here to tell you what's going to happen next. Her head snaps back toward me, eyes narrowing. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm done playing games, I say firmly. I've already talked to lawyer. I'm filing for divorce, and I'm going to make damn sure kids stay with me. She lets out sharp laugh, but it's forced. You think you can just take them from me? Good luck with that, Mark. No court is going to side with you. Over their mother. Pull out phone. Open app I downloaded night before. You sure about that? I ask. Hold it up. Her eyes flick to screen. For first time see real panic. Flash across her face. What is that? She demands. Proof, I say simply. Of everything. The texts, the emails, the hotel reservations, even video I got last night of Adam flirting with that girl at bar. And trust me, Hannah, courts will be very interested to see how dedicated you've been. To this family, her face turns white. You wouldn't. Try me. For a moment, room is dead silent. Hannah stares at me, hands clenched into fists. At her sides, then she does something. I don't expect. She laughs. Not bitter, annoyed laugh from earlier. This one darker. More dangerous. Fine, she says. Voice icy. You want to play dirty? Let's play dirty. But don't think for a second that I'm going to let you take my kids away from me. Her words send chill down spine. But don't let it show. Instead, stare her down. Expression unflinching. They're not your kids, I say quietly. They're ours. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to protect them from you. Hannah doesn't respond, just grabs her bag, storms outdoor, slams it behind her. As I stand there, in empty kitchen, adrenaline finally starts to fade, leaving me with nothing but exhaustion. Fight isn't over, far from it. But for first time, feel like I'm on front foot. She wanted war. She just declared it, and I wasn't planning to lose. Moment Hannah slams door. Exhale breath didn't realize was holding. Silence in house feels heavy, almost suffocating. Want to feel victorious? Like just claimed upper hand in some grand battle. But truth is, hands are shaking, stomach in knots. This isn't fight I wanted, but it's fight I have no choice. But to win, sit down at kitchen table, stare at screen of phone, Evidence I gathered, all neatly stored in folder. Texts, emails, screenshots of her messages with Adam, video of him cozying up to that girl at bar. It's damning collection. One I'll show to lawyer first thing Monday morning. But there's something else I need to do. Something that isn't about legal strategies or custody battles. This isn't just about kids anymore. It's about reclaiming my life. From wreckage, Hannah created open Facebook. Haven't posted in years. Social media isn't really my thing. But this is too perfect opportunity. Scroll through photos until find picture of Hannah and me from 2 years ago. One of those perfect couple shots taken at friend's wedding. She was laughing, arm draped around my shoulders. We looked happy. We looked real. Add caption. Funny how photo can lie. Behind smiles are years of deceit. Behind laughter, betrayal. Behind her hand on my shoulder. A knife perfectly aimed. But don't worry. Truth always comes out. Hit post before can second guess myself. Not usually one for public drama. But this isn't about airing dirty laundry. This is about setting stage. Hannah spent years carefully curating image of perfect wife and mother. Want her to know I'm not afraid to tear that facade down. Within minutes, comments start pouring in. Friends, co-workers, even some of Hannah's family chime in. Most are shocked. Some are supportive. Few are downright nosy, fishing for details. Don't reply to any of them. That's not point. By time put phone down. Head is pounding. Haven't slept much in days. Weight of everything. Starting to catch up. Need to clear head. Grab jacket. Step outside. Let crisp autumn air wash over me. Neighborhood is quiet. Kind of suburban silence. That used to feel comforting, but now feels eerie. Like it's mocking me. Don't get far before phone buzzes again. It's Nicole. For moment debate, letting it go to voicemail. But then remember, way her voice cracked. During our last conversation, hesitation, guilt. She might not have been innocent. In all this, Mark, she says when answer. Her voice low. What hell is going on? Hannah just called me and she's losing it. Said you're trying to ruin her life. Ruin her life? She ruined it herself, I say, voice cold. I'm just making sure everyone knows truth. Nicole sighs. Look, I get it. What she did was awful. You have every right to be angry. But airing it out on social media, that's not going to help anyone, especially not kids. Her words sting, but don't let it show. Don't lecture me, Nicole. You knew, maybe not everything, but you knew enough, and you said nothing. So don't pretend to care about kids now. Long pause on other end. When Nicole finally speaks, her voice is softer. You're right. I should have said something. I didn't know how. Hannah's always been intense. And honestly, I didn't think she'd go this far. She didn't just go far, I say bitterly. She burned it all to ground. I'm sorry, Mark. I really am. She hesitates. But you need to be careful. Hannah's not going to take this lying down. You know how she is. She doesn't lose. Not without fight. Smirk. Though there's no humor in it. Good. Let her fight. I'm ready. Nicole doesn't respond right away. When she finally speaks, her tone more serious. Just don't let this consume you, okay? Kids need you. Don't lose sight of that. Call ends shortly after, but her words linger in mind. Kids, Lucas and Emily are my priority. That much is clear. But what Nicole doesn't understand, this fight is for them, for their safety, their future, for life they deserve. As walk back into house, phone buzzes again. This time text from Hannah. Hannah, you want to play dirty? Hannah, fine. Hannah, but don't forget Mark. Hannah, I know things about you too. Hannah, you're not as perfect as you like to pretend. Hannah, let's see how everyone reacts. Hannah, when I start telling my side of story, part of me wants to laugh. Of course she tried to turn this into war of perception, twisting narrative, to make herself look like victim, but unlike her. I don't have skeletons in closet. My biggest crime was trusting her. Type quick reply. Me, tell whoever you want. Me, but remember this. Me, I'm not one who cheated. Me, I'm not one who lied. Me, and I'm not one who brought stranger. Me, into our kids' lives. Me, keep digging that hole, Hannah. Me, I'll be waiting at bottom. Hit send. Toss phone onto counter. This isn't just about me and Hannah anymore. It's about control. Control over truth. Control over narrative. Control over future. And I'm done letting her call shots as I stand there in kitchen. Realize something for first time in years. Feel alive. Hannah wanted fight. She'd get one, but wasn't just fighting for revenge. Was fighting to take my life back. Hannah's threat doesn't scare me. Pisses me off, though. Idea that she thinks she can twist truth, that she can paint me as bad guy after what she's done, is almost laughable. Almost. Thing about Hannah is she's never faced real consequences. Always had way of talking herself out of trouble, spinning stories to make herself look like victim. In high school, convinced teacher that dog actually did eat homework. In college, talked way out a speeding ticket by crying about fake family emergency. And with me, she was queen of deflecting blame. But this time, not letting her get away with it. Next morning, meet with my lawyer. His name is Richard. No-nonsense type, with receding hairline and kind of steel gaze that could make anyone squirm. Came highly recommended by friend who'd gone through nasty divorce within 5 minutes of sitting down. In his office. Know why? So let me get this straight, Richard says, leaning back in chair. Your wife cheated on you repeatedly, brought her lover into your home. And now she's threatening to fight for custody? That's gist of it, I say. Richard nods slowly, tapping pen against edge of desk. Do you have evidence? Pull out phone, slide it across desk. Texts, emails, and video of her lover hitting on someone else at bar. It's all there. Richard picks up phone, starts scrolling through folder I'd prepared. Eyebrows shoot up couple times. At one point lets out low whistle. This is substantial, he says finally. Looking up. Courts won't look kindly on her behavior, especially if you can prove she was neglecting kids. To carry on this affair, do you have anything that shows she was absent or unavailable for them? Not yet, I admit, but wouldn't be surprised. If there's more to dig up, she's been distracted for months. Richard nods again. All right, here's plan. First, we file for divorce, citing infidelity as cause. Then we start building your case for custody. Goal is to show you're more stable parent, one who puts kids' well-being first. Lean forward. And if she tries to smear me, make me look like bad guy, Richard smirks. Let her try. If she throws dirt, we'll throw evidence. Courts don't care about petty drama. They care about facts. And from what I've seen so far, facts are on your side. That was exactly what needed to hear. Before I leave his office, Richard hands me a list of things to do. Gather more evidence. Document every interaction with Hannah. And most importantly, stay calm. Don't give her anything she can use against you, he warns. No angry texts, no shouting matches. Keep it professional. Easier said than done, but determined to follow his advice. When get back to cabin that afternoon, kids playing outside by lake, Lucas skipping stones, Emily busy building what looks like rock castle on shore. For a moment, just stand there, watching them. They look so happy, so carefree. Realize just how much I have to lose. If this goes wrong, Daddy, look, Emily shouts, holding up perfectly round rock. It's magic stone. Walk over, kneel beside her, take rock from her tiny hands. What makes it magic? She tilts head, thinking hard. It makes wishes come true, she says finally. Smile, ruffle her hair. Then I better keep it safe, huh? She nods seriously. Slip rock into pocket. It isn't magic, of course, but in that moment, wish with everything I have that I could protect her and Lucas from what was coming. That evening, while kids asleep, Hannah calls, stare at screen for a moment, debating whether to answer. Finally pick up. What do you want, Hannah? I say, skipping pleasantries. Mark, this has gone far enough, she says. Voice sharp, dragging lawyers into this, posting cryptic crap on Facebook. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? I shot back. You cheated on me, Hannah. You lied. You betrayed me. And now you're acting like I'm problem. Do you even hear yourself? She lets out exasperated sigh. Oh, spare me, martyr act. You're not perfect, Mark. You think just because you work late and pay bills, that makes you good husband. Newsflash, I was miserable. And if you weren't so blind, you would have seen that. Right, I say, voice dripping with sarcasm. Because logical solution to being miserable is to sleep with yoga instructor and blow up your family. Her tone turns icy. You know what? Fine. If you want to play victim, go ahead. But you're not taking my kids away from me. I'll fight you, Mark, and I'll win. Good luck with that, I say, voice calm but firm. Because moment this goes to court, judge is going to see exactly what kind of mother you've been. Long pause on her end. When she finally speaks, voice quieter, almost dangerous. You think you got it all figured out? Don't you? I don't think, Hannah. I know. Hang up before she can say anything else. Next day, start putting rest of plan in motion. First, reach out to private investigator. If there's more dirt on Hannah or Adam, want it. Want to know everything. Every lie, every betrayal, every secret. Next, start gathering my own evidence. Go through old texts and emails. Piece together timeline of her affair. Reach out to a couple of mutual friends, carefully feeling them out. See if they noticed anything unusual. Most of them shocked when tell them truth. Some supportive, others not so much. Hannah already starting to spin her web. Seen post on her Instagram that morning. Smiling selfie. With caption, sometimes hardest battles are ones you never expected to fight. But I'm stronger than they think. Makes me sick, but not going to let her rewrite story. Not this time. Days that follow. Mix of calm and chaos. On surface, everything peaceful. Lucas and Emily happy. Adjusting to life at cabin. Spending days swimming in lake. Playing hide and seek in woods. Do my best to shield them from storm brewing behind scenes. But underneath, war with Hannah escalating. Her social media posts become increasingly pointed. She doesn't name me outright, but message clear to anyone who knows us. Pictures of her with kids from months ago pop up with captions like, "Mother's love never wavers, no matter how hard others try." To break her spirit, she's playing victim, carefully crafting narrative to make herself look like doting devoted mother, while subtly painting me as villain. But I'm not sitting idle. Private investigator I hired, let's call him Anthony, is good, very good. Within 3 days, has detailed report on Adam Bennett. That reads like soap opera script. Turns out Adam isn't just yoga instructor. He's personal disaster. First, there's his finances. He's drowning in debt. Credit cards maxed out. Unpaid loans, even pending eviction notice for his apartment. Then there are women. Anthony uncovered at least 4 others Adam been seeing while with Hannah. Each one oblivious to others. But real kicker, Adam has record. Nothing major. Just couple arrests for drunken disorderly conduct. But enough to paint clear picture of who he really is. Anthony even managed to get surveillance photos of Adam meeting one of other girlfriends. At bar, timestamp on photos. 2 days after I'd walked out of house. Stare at report for long time. Anger simmering just below surface. Hannah risked everything. Our marriage. Our family. For this guy, walking talking red flag factory. But anger doesn't consume me. If anything, it sharpens my focus. Not just going to expose Hannah, going to make her regret every single lie she told. Later that week, set up meeting with Richard, my lawyer. Go over next steps. Hand him report from Anthony, along with copies of Hannah's texts and emails. Richard flips through pages, nodding as he reads. This is gold, he says, smirking. Adam's financial issues, the other women, his arrests, it all adds up to one thing, poor judgment on Hannah's part. Court's not going to look kindly on her bringing someone like this into her kids' lives. What's our next move, I ask. We file, Richard says firmly, going for primary custody with supervised visitation for her until we can prove she's stable. Based on what you've given me, we have very strong case. And if she fights back, Richard smiles. Sharp, wolfish grin. Let her. She's fighting uphill, and she knows it. She might try to play dirty, but you've got facts on your side. Facts always win. Hannah doesn't take news well. When served with divorce papers, she calls immediately. Voice mix of anger and panic. Are you serious, Mark? She snaps. You're actually doing this? Dead serious, I say. Keep voice calm. This is what happens when you destroy family, Hannah. Actions have consequences. Oh, spare me lecture, she hisses. You think you're so righteous? So perfect. But I've got news for you. You're not, and if you think I'm just going to roll over and let you take my kids, you're delusional. They're not just your kids, I shot back, and I'm not trying to take them from you. I'm trying to protect them from your lies, your selfishness, and from that loser you've been sneaking around with. Adam isn't loser, she spats. You don't know him. Oh, I know plenty, I say, voice sharp. Like fact he's drowning in debt, or that he's juggling multiple women, just like he juggles his unpaid bills. Or how about his little record? You didn't know about that, did you? Long, heavy silence on other end. Can almost hear her brain scrambling. To catch up, to process reality I just dropped on her. Don't believe everything you hear, she says finally. But her voice lacks confidence it usually carries. Oh, I don't believe everything, I say. Just stuff backed up by photos, court records, and eyewitness accounts. Face it, Hannah, you gambled and you lost. She doesn't reply. Instead hangs up on me. But Hannah isn't done. Know her too well to think she'd go down quietly. And sure enough, next day she makes her move. It starts with email, long rambling message, accusing me of being absent father, who never put family first. She claims I'm only filing for custody. To punish her, insists kids would be better off with her. But that's not worst part. Few hours later, get call from Nicole. Mark, she says, voice tense. You need to see this. She sends screenshot, a post Hannah made, in local moms group on Facebook. Post reads, I'm going through a really tough time right now. My husband is trying to take my kids away from me, using lies and manipulation. to make me look like bad guy. If anyone knows good family lawyer, please DM me. I just want to protect my babies. Comments exactly what you'd expect. Flood of sympathy from strangers who have no idea what truth is. People calling me monster, telling Hannah to stay strong, offering advice and support. It's infuriating, but don't take bait. Instead, send screenshot to Richard. Perfect, he says when I call him. More she tries to play victim, more obvious it'll be to court that she's grasping at straws. Just stick to plan, Mark. Let her dig her own grave. That night, as Tuck Lucas and Emily into bed, feel weight of everything pressing down on me. Emily clings to her stuffed penguin, eyes already half closed, while Lucas whispers, "Dad, are we going to stay here forever?" Kneel beside his bed, brush hair out of his eyes. "I don't know, buddy," I say honestly. "But no matter what happens, I'm going to make sure you and your sister are safe. I promise." As sit in dark living room later, realize something. This isn't just about beating Hannah anymore. Not about revenge, or anger, or even justice. It's about them. Lucas and Emily deserve better. Than mess Hannah created, they deserve stability, love, and future free from lies. Gonna give it to them, even if means burning everything else to ground. Fight isn't over, but I'm not backing down. Hannah isn't just liar, she's strategist. Manipulative, calculating opportunist who knows how to make herself look like hero in her own twisted story. And when people like her feel cornered, they don't surrender, they escalate. 2 days after her pity post, in Mom's group, get email from her lawyer. Apparently she isn't just defending herself, she's filing for full custody. Full custody. Audacity of it, almost funny. Almost. Her claim that I'm emotionally neglectful, controlling, and unfit to provide stable environment for children. She even throws in line about how my sudden decision to remove kids from home, without consulting her, shows pattern of irrational and impulsive behavior. Sit there in Cabin's living room, staring at email, jaw tightened, hands curling into fists. She's twisting everything. My escape with kids, my fight to protect them. She's spinning it into narrative, where I'm villain. First instinct is to call her, let her have it, to scream at her, for turning this into circus, for dragging kids into her mess. But then remember what Richard told me. Don't give her anything she can use against you. So don't call her, call Richard. Expected this, he says, voice calm, almost casual. When people like Hannah feel cornered, they hit hard, try to distract from their own behavior. By putting other person on trial, what do? I ask. We fight with facts, Richard replies. We show court exactly who she is, exactly what she's done, and exactly why kids are better off with you. I'll draft response, but need you to stay focused, Mark. Don't let her get into your head. He's right. This isn't about me or my pride. This is about Lucas and Emily. Next few days blur of paperwork and preparation. Richard files divorce papers and our petition for primary custody, attaching every shred of evidence we have. Texts, emails, private investigators report, everything. Meanwhile, Hannah continues her campaign, sends messages to mutual friends, painting me as vindictive husband, using kids as pawns. She even has nerve to show up at Cabin unannounced. One afternoon, pounding on door like lunatic. "Mark, open door," she shouts, voice muffled through wood. Kids inside, sitting at kitchen table, working on puzzle. Tell them to stay put. Go to door. Crack it open just enough to see her face. "What do you want, Hannah?" I ask. Voice flat, her face flushed, eyes wild. She isn't composed, cunning woman. I married. She looks frantic, desperate. "You can't do this," she hisses. "You can't just take them and hide here like some kind of coward." "I didn't take them," I say calmly. "They're my kids too. And I didn't hide. I protected them from you." Her eyes narrow. "From me? That's rich, Mark. Do you really think you're some kind of hero? You've been checked out of this marriage for years. You think paying bills and showing up to soccer games makes you good dad? You don't even know how to connect with them." Feel flicker of anger, but keep voice steady. "You're right. I wasn't perfect, but at least I didn't bring stranger into our house. At least I didn't lie. To them, to you, to myself. So spare me lecture on parenting." Hannah, her face twists in rage. "You're going to regret this. You think you're better than me? You think court's going to hand you custody just because you've got some stupid emails? I'm their mother, Mark. No one's going to take them away from me." Step closer, lower voice. "So kids won't hear. This isn't about you, Hannah. It's about them. And if you really cared about them, you'd stop dragging them into your mess." For a moment, she just stares at me, chest heaving. then turns, storms off. Heels clicking against porch. Watch her get into car. Drive away. Heart pounding in chest. Don't feel victorious. Feel drained. That night, sit down with Lucas and Emily. Not conversation wanted to have, but one couldn't avoid any longer. Hey guys, I say, sitting on floor with them. As they work on puzzle. Can we talk for a minute? Are we in trouble? Lucas asks, brow furrowed. Nobody, I say quickly. You're not in trouble. I need to talk to you. About Mommy? Emily's eyes widen. Is Mommy coming here? No, I say gently. Not right now, but things are going to be different. For a while, Lucas frowns. Because you and Mommy had fight? Nods slowly. Yeah, but it's more than that. Mommy and I aren't going to live together anymore. And I know that's hard to understand. But I want you to know that it's not your fault. It's not about you or Emily. We both love you very much. And that's never going to change. Lucas doesn't say anything, just looks down at puzzle, his little hands clenching into fists. Emily, on the other hand, crawls into my lap, her stuffed penguin tucked under arm. Will we still see Mommy? She asks softly. Hesitate, choosing words carefully. Yes, but it might not be as often. We're still figuring everything out. And I promise, I'll keep you both safe. No matter what. She seems to accept that, but Luke is still silent. Finally looks up at me, his eyes filled with something haven't seen in him before. Not anger, not sadness. Something deeper. Did Mommy do something bad? He asks quietly. Question hits me like punch to gut. How do you answer that? Without breaking their world? She made some mistakes, I say carefully. But that doesn't mean she doesn't love you. People make mistakes sometimes, even grown-ups. Lucas doesn't look convinced, but nods anyway. Next morning, get unexpected text from Nicole. Nicole, you need to see this. Nicole, Hannah's unraveling. Attached is screenshot of Hannah's latest post. In Mom's group, divorce is hardest thing mother can go through, especially when your ex is trying to turn your own children against you. Stay strong, mamas. Never let anyone take away your babies. Below post, dozens of comments from women offering support, calling me manipulative narcissist and terrible father. Hannah is good. She knows how to work people, how to pull at their heartstrings, but cracks starting to show. Nicole's message comes through second later. Nicole, she's losing control. Nicole, keep going. Nicole, you've got this. For first time in weeks, feel something other than anger or exhaustion. Feel hope. Hannah's web of lies starting to collapse, and when it does, I'll be ready to pick up pieces. For Lucas, for Emily, and for me. Fight wasn't over, but I wasn't backing down. Hannah wasn't just liar. She was strategist, manipulative, calculating opportunist who knew how to make herself look like hero in her own twisted story. And when people like her feel cornered, they don't surrender, they escalate.